Dear brothers and sisters, I'd like to welcome you in this channel, this YouTube channel, Diaconando TV. I am Deacon Alberto from the Archdiocese of Brasília, Brazil. I'm nowadays serving a parish dedicated to Our Lady of Aparecida. As well, our diocese has as patronettes Our Lady of Aparecida and my country too. So I'd like to share with you a little bit of the story of the Our Lady of Aparecida. It's a very interesting story. Our Lady of Conception Aparecida, popularly called Our Lady Aparecida, is the patroness saint of Brazil. Venerated in the Catholic Church, it's represented by a small terracotta image of Our Lady of Immaculate Conception, currently housed in the National Basilica of the same name, located in Aparecida, São Paulo. There are two sources about the finding of the image, which can be found in the archives of the Metropolitan Curia of Aparecida and in the archives of the Society of Jesus in Rome. The history recorded by the priests João Alves Vilela and João de Moraes e Aguiar in 1757, whose documents can be found in the first registered book of the parish of Santo Antônio de Guarantinguetá. According to the reports, the appearance of the image occurred in the second half of October 1717, when Pedro de Almeida, Portugal, and Vasconcelos, Count of Assumar, and ruler of the Captaincy of São Paulo and Minas de Ouro, was passing through the city of Guarantinguetá in the Paraiba River valley during a trip to Vila Rica, today Ouro Preto. The people from Guarantinguetá decided to hold a party to honor Dom Pedro de Almeida, and despite not being a fishing season, the fishermen launched their boats on the Paraiba do Sul River, intended to offer fish to the Count. Fishermen Domingos Garcia, João Alves, and Filipe Pedroso prayed to the Virgin Mary and asked for God's help. After several unsuccessful attempts, they went down the river until they reached Porto Itaguaçu. They were about to give up fishing when João Alves threw his net again. Instead of fish, he caught the body of an image of the Virgin Mary without his head. When he launched the net again, he caught the head of the image, which has wrapped in a scarf. After having recovered both parts of the image, the figure of the Virgin Mary would have become so heavy that they could no longer move it. From that moment on, the three fishermen caught so many fish that they were forced to return to the port, since the volume of fishing threatened to sink the vessels. This was the first intercession attributed to the saint. The word Aparecida means appeared. That's why the image received the name Our Lady Aparecida. For the next 15 years, the image remained at Filipe Pedroso's residence, where people from the neighborhood gathered to pray. Devotion grew among the people of the region, and there were reports of miracles by those who prayed before the saint. The fame of his power was spreading throughout all regions of Brazil. Several times, people who said their prayers at night by the image said that they saw light suddenly turned off and after a while rekindled without any human intervention. Therefore, it was not only fishermen who came to pray, but also many other people in the neighborhood. The family built an oratory in the port of Iguaçu, which soon became small to house so many faithful. In 1745, the first chapel was built by the parish priest of Guarantinguetá, and the first Mass was celebrated. The image of that time was already called Aparecida,
giving rise to the city of the same name. Over the years, several renovations increased the small chapel until 1888 it was replaced by a larger and more artistic construction. In 1893, the Redemptorist Fathers were invited by the diocesan bishop to administer the shrine. On September 8, 1904, the Holy Father Pope Pius X, by decree of the Holy See, granted special privilege to the solemn coronation of Our Lady Aparecida, which took place with the presence of many bishops. In 1908, the Pope elevated the sanctuary to the dignity of a basilica. Our Lady of Immaculate Conception of Aparecida was proclaimed Queen of Brazil and her principal patroness only on July 16, 1930, by decree of Pope Pius XI. The pilgrimages were growing. In 1950, the Redemptorist Fathers decided to build a new and much larger temple. The construction took about 25 years, and the temple was consecrated by Pope John Paul II in July 1980. In the same year, the President of the Republic, General João Batista de Figueiredo, enacted a law declaring October 12th as a national holiday for worship, public and official, to Our Lady Aparecida. In 2007, Pope Benedict XVI opened the Fifth General Conference of the Latin American and Caribbean Episcopate and could see up close the devotion of pilgrims coming from all over Brazil. In 2013, it was Pope Francis' turn to visit and celebrate Holy Mass in the National Basilica of Our Lady Aparecida, asking for the intercession of Our Mother for the World Youth Day that would take place in Rio de Janeiro. Currently, the Basilica receives an average of 18 million pilgrims each year.
Dear brothers and sisters, I hope you've enjoyed our short video about Our Lady of Aparecida. You could see something about the story of the operation of the small image, and you could see something about our national basilica. But there is a lot more to get to know about Our Lady of Aparecida and our national basilica, and about the devotion all Brazilians have to Our Lady of Aparecida. I'd like to invite you to someday come to Brazil and visit our Mother Aparecida and see the National Basilica. It will be a pleasure to receive you. I'd like to bless you all in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Mary, Mother of Jesus,